Hello, hello, hello. I'm Uzoma Nwosu. I'm the author of the Royal Igbo Meditation. And of course, this book is a meditation book that is designed to show you a meditation technique based on African ideology about how you can relate yourself with the earth and be at peace with the earth. So in ancient Africa, there are so many different ways we try to train people to get related to the earth. And in those days, in the ancient days when a child is born, the umbilical cord, the placenta, everything is buried immediately to the ground in a ceremonial way. Because although you are born and you grow up and become like an adult in the community, you always want to remember that the earth is the kind of your mother. The earth gives you milk even when your mother doesn't give you milk. Even if your mother passes away, the earth is still here to mother you, provide you with the oxygen you breathe, and the food that you eat. It's very, very important that it's clear in your mind, and you want to be sober about it. You want to be humble about it. You want to be conscientious when you are here on earth, and conscious that the earth is the boss right here. We are on earth. But anyway, today I'd like us to talk about team building. So here on earth, everybody has goals. So everybody should have a goal. And hopefully you have a very big goal. And if you have that big goal, sometimes you are going to need somebody or some people to help you achieve your goals. Even Jesus Christ, who is the Son of God, when he came here, he also enrolled some people, the disciples, to help him achieve his goals. Now, these people who are going to help you achieve your goals is not just when you are alive and you can do things. These people can also help you with your message, even when you are not here physically on the planet. So it's very, very important that you have a team. And because this team will make it very easy for you. So if you look at what I'm doing right now, making a video, of course, this is teamwork. Although I don't know who made this camera, the iPhone camera, but of course, a bunch of technicians worked on this camera. And a bunch of technicians work on the Wi-Fi system, the audio, sound, etc., to make this thing possible. So sometimes we are not working with a team, which we know them by name, but of course, all the time we're working with teams, and it's very, very important that you get the right team. For example, you want to maybe get the right camera, because that camera is a team member. So team members are sometimes human beings, and sometimes they are tools. Your tool is also a team member. So it's very, very important when you conscientiously and consciously select these team members so that you get the right result. So selecting your team is very, very, very important if you are going to succeed. And the example I like to give you is that I like to give you an example of the Wild Geese. It's an old movie made in the 70s, 80s. So if you watch like 70s, 80s movies, you probably know Richard Burton. You're a little bit old for Richard Burton already is old in the 70s and the 80s, but he made his bones probably in earlier periods in his youth. But in the 70s and 80s, maybe he was towards the end of his life here on earth, but he is one of the A-list actors in Hollywood at that time. And this movie is a very, very important movie because it teaches us something about team building. Although when you watch the movie, you may not come to that. You may just be interested in the action, the fighting, the war scenes. But the writers, that's one reason I want you to respect writers, because writers are a special group of people. The person who wrote that movie was writing about team building. And in this movie, so Richard Burton plays Colonel Faulkner. So he is a mercenary, and he's been given an assignment to liberate a president who's been captured. He's a former president right now, so he's in prison somewhere. So he needs to take some soldiers and storm the prison which is a military camp, and sees this guy because of some financial deals, which the guy will facilitate. Anyway, cut a long story short, so when they make the case for him to do the job, he told them there are two people. If they're not in on this job, he's not doing it. One of them is Rafa Jandes, and the other one is Sean Finn. So Rafa Jandes was played by Richard Harris, and Sean Finn was played by Roger Moore. So he said, these two people, no Sean, no deal, no Rafa, no deal. Why? Because Rafa was the planner. If he's going to break into that prison camp, Rafa is the person who's going to plan it. He is a colonel. He could be like maybe a battalion commander, or even maybe a brigade commander, but his specialty is not planning. So he found somebody whose specialty is planning. He is going to be the person who's going to say, okay, we're going to go to this corner. We're going to do this from this corner. These people are going to run this way. These people are going to run this way. That's Rafa Jandes. No Rafa, no deal. The other person is who? Sean Finn. It's played by Roger Moore. What does Sean Finn do? Perhaps he does other things, but one thing he does is that he can fly any aeroplane. So now he has a team member who can fly an aeroplane. Now, when things are going good, you may not need all these team members to bail you out, but every now and then things will go south in your life. And this is when team members can bail you out in a difficult situation. And in that movie, The Wild Geese, it happened. So now they go to this African country, they find the president, take out the soldiers, bring the president to the airport, and the aeroplane that is supposed to come and pick them up takes off. Now they are stranded in the middle of Africa, in the middle of nowhere, with the president, 50 soldiers, and nowhere to escape. This is where Rafa comes in. So how can they escape? Rafa now is the person who made the plan and said, this is here, this is here, this is here, this is where we're gonna go. So Rafa was the person who took them to the hometown of the president, where they found a little bit of solace, and very importantly, where they found an aeroplane. And very importantly, that aeroplane was the aeroplane that was flown by Sean Finn, which is Roger Moore, that flew the soldiers, the remaining soldiers. Maybe about 10 of them survived the whole ordeal out of that village. So it's very, very important. Even Rafa played a very critical role, because Rafa was the person who was carrying the machine gun at the edge of the airport, killing the Simbas. The Simbas are the soldiers of General Ndofa, the person who seized power in that country. So without Rafa and without Sean Finn, Colonel Faulkner wouldn't have made it alive out of that place. So it's very, 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 very important that you open your eyes, clean your eyes, and make sure you make the right decision when you are selecting teams for you to get your goal to completion. And it's not just to get the goal to completion, because sometimes one goal leads to another and another. You want to have foresight, and you want to select the right team to make sure that you get the right results, or you get excellent results. So don't forget, watch the movie, The Wild Geese. Let me know what you think about it.